Looking for the latest on the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, and Aggies? Yeah! We've got you covered. This is Hans Olsen and Scotty G on 97.5, the Sports Zone.
Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. All right, folks. You ready for a historic show coming up on Friday? I'm not ready for it, but we will be out at Tim Daly Mazda Southtown coming up on Friday.
The perfect send-off.
Oh, look, unless it was the vinyl fence place where we had show number one. That would probably be my first choice, but Tim Daly Mazda Southtown.
I will tell you, I've got a very quiet expectation that Jake is going to put me in some souped-up 90, like a brand-new Mazda, souped-up something, and say, this is it, man. Take it and go and live free.
You're making a pitch because you know Jake's listening.
I was just hoping. It's just a hope that, like...
You hope that your faith in humanity can be restored with a brand new souped up 90 free of charge.
It would be such a blessing.
Man, life's been rough for you, I know.
It's like, oh, woe is me.
Even if it's a used 24 or 25.
Well, let's not get crazy. 25.
25.
Yeah.
If it's a used, something under
10,000 miles.
1,000. And black, like even black.
And blackout rims.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
6-inch lift.
All right, Jay Stevens, kind enough to join us, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. This man has forgotten more about hockey than you'll ever know. How you doing, Jay?
Hey, Jay.
I'm doing great. You just literally described the car that I just bought. My new Mazda is a black with blacked out rims.
Oh, what'd you go with? The 90, the 50?
I got a CX-5.
Nice.
It fits my goalie gear perfectly in the back.
I love that.
I drove a 5 forever, and I absolutely loved it. Loved it.
My son just bought the hatchback last week. He just got a new Mazda hatchback.
I just got that for my kid for college, too, for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We're all Mazda people.
We're all Mazda family.
All Mazda family, and we're going to be out there on Friday, so come join us. All right, I've got a question right out of the gates, Jay. Because we just saw the Utah Mammoth take on Vasilevsky and Bobrovsky in back-to-back nights. I said Vasilevsky is the better goalie. How right or how wrong am I?
Well, both goalies are Vezina winners, right? They're both two-time Stanley Cup champions. Bob's been around quite a bit longer. He had a long career in Columbus before he got to Florida. I'd say Vasilevsky's been the better one until the last few years, and then Bobrovsky's been he's won back-to-back cups. It's hard to say that anybody's better than him. I think most people in the NHL would say that Shesterkin is the best goalie in the league right now, but even he's struggling a little bit. I think every goalie in the league is struggling more this year than they were last year. But for Utah to go up against back-to-back, cup winners and Vezina Trophy winners, it's a rough trip.
So I look, Jerry Sloan used to say this all the time, and it's a common thing around the NBA where there are schedule losses, where the schedule maker just says, sorry, this is the way it's going to line up. You're probably going to lose that game. Back end of a back-to-back or fourth game in 5 days. Like, there's certain games you just look at and like, okay, that's going to be an L. Well, last night, I had completely thrown that game away. Like, that's an L. Back end of a back-to-back, defending champs, most physical team in the NBA or in the NHL. You're losing that game. How shocked were you that the Mammoth came out of there with 2 points?
I was more shocked in that game just because of what we were up against. The Mammoth had, with Gunther out of the lineup too, and Cooley out of the lineup, those are your two top scorers. You figure, this is going to be rough. And then I was just feeling bad for Vanacek again. I'm like, man, here he goes again. The Mammoth backup goalie is put in a situation where everybody is expecting you to lose. And a lot of the fan base is starting to see his wins and losses and starting to blame him a little bit, where he keeps getting put into situations like this. But you saw him really thrive. He made really big saves. He really bailed out the team when they needed it the most. I thought it was some impressive goaltending. I saw a lot of Mammoth players blocking shots, and it seemed like everybody was bought in on kind of fighting against the odds. Everybody wanted to, you hear about it all the time in sports, and I hate to use cliches, but that step-up mentality. Here's our opportunity to step up and fill the gap that's been left. Vanacek needed a chance to step up and prove that he really is an NHL goaltender, and I think all of that clicked for the Mammoth last night.
How come Matthew Tkachuk is flopping, Jay? What was that all about?
Well, first off, that guy plays right to the line every night. He's one of my favorite players, and he's also one of my least favorite players. He's just that guy, right? And that last call, if you're referring to that embellishment call he got, I did not see that as an embellishment. What I did see is that maybe he was on thin ice, because he'd gotten away with something earlier that probably should have been called. So I think they went with the benefit of the doubt on that one. Yeah. But if you look, I've watched that video like 8 times. I'm sure we all have.
Yeah.
And you could see Schmaltzy's skate hit him skate to skate. That's going to send anybody flying.
Okay.
So I thought it was, I thought it was a trip. I didn't really. He was moving pretty fast. Maybe I don't know. It could have been embellishment. It didn't look like embellishment to me. I appreciated the call, especially at the timing, but. For the Utah Mammoth fans, it was frustrating in the earlier parts when he didn't get a call, and there were some other penalties that weren't called. So it felt like the refs were just consistently non-consistent.
Jay Stevens, kind enough to join us, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. So you look at this heater that the Mammoth have been on, just putting it in terms of people that haven't been around the league, haven't followed teams outside of last year and this year. Just how rare is this streak that the Mammoth are on in terms of, racking up the points like they have?
It's rare, but I'll tell you, every year there's a team in the East and there's a team in the West that catch fire and make a huge push. And, Adrian Denny with the Mammoth always talks about, you'll see a team run 10 games. They'll get a 10-game winning streak, and that's what takes you from a team that could be to a team that is in the playoffs. And Utah's almost had those win streaks back to, Utah started the season with 7 games, and then we had points in 9 straight. I mean, you're seeing the Mammoth really put together playoff potential play. And it's like I said, it's rare. A couple teams do it every year, and that's what it takes to take you from the cellar to, getting that final playoff spot. Where Utah's at right now, they're not even in the final playoff spot. They've got the first wild card spot.
Yeah, it's a good position, and it's getting better and better. This 6-game home streak that's coming up could really improve that. The crazy thing for me in all of this is that it's happening without Logan Cooley. So help me understand, how is this happening without what you would perceive as one of your superstars or one of your key players, and give us an update on Logan.
I'm going to start with the final part first, and that Logan Cooley is finally back on the ice. I've been looking at this kid every day at practice, wondering when he was going to be on the ice, trying to see if he was wearing a brace. He's really good at he wears his loose cargo pants every day, and he walks pretty well. So finally seeing him on the ice and seeing him skate, he looks good. And it looks – I don't expect to see him before the Olympics. I know they keep saying that that's a potential. I mean, we've got, a week and a half left before the Olympic break. And I can't imagine they would risk putting him out there before that. I figured Utah will just let him get better. But the way it's happening is the team is really playing the system. When you watch that game against Tampa Bay, their systems were so good. And if it weren't for one power play goal against – I expected to see that game go into overtime or Utah finding a way to beat Vasilevsky, and they did. They went bar down, but it didn't stay in. That's the only difference. But Utah's formation has been looking a lot better. They played better against the best teams. A 1-0 loss against the Avalanche a while ago. What should have been a 1-0 loss against Tampa Bay, which with the empty netter. But the team is really playing better formation. The thing that I think caught them off guard the most is Tampa Bay went old school on their power play and played what we call the umbrella, which is what I've been begging Bear to do all year, is pass it back to your D who have those howitzers from the point, let them fire those and create havoc in front of the net and, look for loose change and pop in a goal. That's exactly what Tampa Bay did to get their goal against Utah, and they kept doing it, and it seemed like that caught Utah off guard a little bit. They're used to playing against the bumper, and that formation and that kind of play has been, what's kept Utah in this running and looking like they're going to make the playoffs. It's just believing in what Bear's teaching and sticking to the systems and taking advantage of the opportunities when given, but staying defensively sound and creating offense off those defensive, the stability they have on the back end.
Hans and I talk all the time in football about momentum shifting plays, like a stop on 4th and 1 or, a turnover on a long drive. Like there's these little moments that you look at that can completely flip a game upside down. Do you consider a shorthanded goal, one of those events in hockey?
Absolutely, man. That's because, one, it lets the air out of the tires of the other team because they know they gave up a shorthanded goal and they know that's the ultimate no-no. And so they already feel the shame of that. And not to quote Slapshot too much, but they feel shame for what just happened and puts more pressure on their power play. And it gives the team that just scored the shorty kind of a more confidence. And, it makes them even a little more thirsty for the second shorty. That's why you'll see teams that get one seem to start getting a couple more because they start believing in themselves a little bit more on the power play and on the penalty kill. So those kind of things definitely shift momentum in a game and also in a road trip and in the second half of a season. A shorthanded goal, a big save from your goaltender, those things really can send a message. And a big fight or a big hit like you saw last night as well from McBain. Those things are definitely momentum shifters.
So catch us up on this year's All-Star break. Coming up in 4 games. You finished this road trip at Carolina coming up tomorrow. Then Dallas, Vancouver, Detroit at home. And then you got this big All-Star break. Catch us up on this. You finish up Dallas, Vancouver. Yeah, Detroit. And then you got the All-Star break. Catch us up on what's going to be happening in that long, extended break.
Well, sadly, some of our guys are going to go to the Olympics. It's going to be amazing to watch them play, and they're going to play really hard-fought games, and they're going to get some really good experience, and then they're going to come back unrested. But the rest of the guys are going to get some rest. They're going to get to recoup. You've got guys that have a lot of damage done to their body that just doesn't heal when you're playing every other night or back-to-back like they're doing right now. And you're going to see a lot of the Utah guys take advantage of this time. I bet most of them still skate almost every day. You're going to see a lot of practicing still and just kind of working on some fine-tuning parts of their game. And then they're going to come back for the guys that don't play, during the All-Star break or during the Olympic break. You're going to see guys come back well-rested and ready to go. And that's exactly what Utah needs right now. They need Cooley back. They need him healthy. Gunther's banged up a little bit. He's got a knock, so we got to find out what's wrong with him and get him healthy. So this is exactly what Utah needed, probably at exactly the right time. I know the other teams have the same things going, but to lose a guy like Cooley, who you're counting on for 30% of your goals probably, to get him back in the lineup is going to be hugely beneficial for Utah, and to get Gunther healthy and to let the rest of the guys heal up a little bit. Keller's going to come back still a little bit banged up. I expect him to see some. I think he'll be on the 4th line during the Olympics, so you're going to see him playing a lot more physical role than you see him play for Utah, or at least that's going to be what's being played against him is more physical. So there's going to be a lot of positives and just a couple negatives, and that the other negative is that Veggie's not going to get much rest either. So
do you worry about the momentum lost? I mean, obviously, the guys that can heal up, that's going to be absolutely critical. But this team very well could be going into that long break on a heater. Do you worry about losing momentum and trying to pick up that same kind of vibe that you had going into the break?
Yeah, you kind of have to worry about that. And I've seen it work both ways during breaks and during the Four Nations last year where teams had some momentum. But the teams that had the confidence and the teams that their momentum was building their confidence and teaching them that they can win these one-goal games, that part doesn't go away. And I think that'll keep the momentum going. And I think as Utah comes back and they hit those practices, the first few practices before the game start again, I think that energy is going to be there. The excitement's going to be there because they know what they were doing. They'll have more excitement because, like we were talking about, Cooley's going to be back. I think those things are huge, and I think that's what keeps confidence going. You built the confidence, you built the momentum, you take a break, everybody heals, you come back knowing that you had the momentum and that, just that more confidence than you had last season, last break, beginning of the season. These guys are more confident together than they've been ever as a team, and I think that'll keep their momentum going.
Hey, Jay, one long-term question. I was in the arena the other night, and I was looking at the baseline seating and kind of the rebuild that Ryan had last year to get ready for this season. What is the timeline? So as soon as the Mammoth season's over, are they going to redo the upper bowl, or how is that working?
Yeah, so the plan, it's a 3-phase plan. And so phase 2 will be as soon as we hit off-season for the Jazz and the Mammoth. It looks like the Jazz will be right away, and then the Mammoth hopefully extended a little bit. But as soon as both teams are done, they're going to do one half of the upper bowl. And you're starting to see those pop up. You're starting to see they sent out the season ticket to re-enlist for your season tickets, and they're showing what the seating is going to be like next season. And you're going to see a lot more seats, and it looks like you're going to be looking straight down. I already thought it was pretty, you feel pretty steep when you're up there in the upper bowl. So, but a lot of NHL arenas, you look like you're looking right down on the ice, and it gets a little more intimate, a lot more scary.
Yeah.
I went to a lot of games in Winnipeg when I lived just outside of Winnipeg, and you were looking straight down at the ice, but it was a really cool view of the ice. You saw, I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but it looks like there's almost an upper bowl added to it. So it's going to be really interesting to see, but you'll see half of the upper bowl changed during this off season, and then the second half during the next off season, and that's when they're going to do the changes to the entrance for the Delta Center. I believe the entrance will be east facing, and I think they're going to bury third west. I know that was in the original plan. It should be pretty cool. It's going to be really safe. They want you to have an area to come hang out and enjoy. You can watch the game from the outside. There'll be shopping and dining, and it's all coming together. It's a pretty big plan, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch the Mammoth. It gets more and more comfortable every season.
Jay, can't thank you enough. Appreciate you hanging out with us.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, guys.
There he is, Jay Stevens, NHL analyst, KSLSports.com, and our good friend.
The new seating's cool.
Yeah.
So I've been in there for the Jazz and for the Mammoth this season, and it's just awesome.
It's night and day in that lower bowl compared to last year.
And that seating is straight up.
Yes.
Behind the goals. It is almost vertical. And it kind of looks fun. I have not sat in the end, but it kind of looks fun. I went to it's not PNC Park in Pittsburgh. What's the Penguins arena? Is it PNC?
I think PNC is the baseball.
I think it is the baseball, isn't it? So, anyways, went to the Penguins arena in Pittsburgh about this time last year, and was in the front row of the upper bowl. And you feel like you're just looking straight down on the ice, and then you feel like people are sitting on your shoulders. It's a bizarre seating feeling in the upper bowl of that arena. It's so vertical. But great sight lines, and it's a really fun fan environment. And it's easy. You know what I noticed there was they will not let you head to your seat unless the puck is dead.
Yeah, they do that. At least I've dealt with that
with the Mammoth.
In the Mammoth, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that as much with the Mammoth, but
I got held coming out of a portal. They're like, hold on.
Well, I like that. Wait till they hold the puck.
But you're more intimidating than I am, and so they see you coming through. They're like, yeah, go ahead. We don't want to have an issue here.
Just don't eat us. Whatever you do, don't eat us. Like you did last time.
like Bob.
Like Bob.
All right, Hans and Scotty. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The wheel is loaded, and it's time to talk some sports. This is Sports Roulette with Hans and Scotty on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Maybe we just skip roulette, Lloyd. We don't need to.
No, it's on the wheel, so he can spin it.
We don't know if it's going to land on it. We never know.
That's true.
There's 17 headlines on here. The chances of it hitting are probably pretty unlikely.
Hey, are we? Look, I know we have to divvy up our assets. Do you have control of the roulette wheel? Or do we? Is it?
Well, considering I'm the one that stole it, no, he has no dibs on it.
Yeah, but you were intoxicated when you did it, and I was your DD.
That's
so
not true.
I drove you from window.
Sorry, Peppermill.
Quick, go.
We got 30 miles down the road, and Lloyd's like, I forgot to put it in the back. So we had to go back. So that was a fun night.
All right, sports roulette. We take that old roulette wheel we've had for 12 years. We spin it wherever that little ball lands is what we end up talking about. Lloyd, fired up.
Mad at Scotty.
Dude.
What?
So, okay, so, it's just so everybody understands, I'm headed to a company where I have to wear a shirt, a nice shirt and tie.
Yes.
I'm in slacks.
Are you really? You're going to tie
Yes.
it up every day?
Yeah, 3 to 4 days a week. Yeah,
Okay. Wow.
It's a high-end business, and you have to look presentable and be presentable. On the day that I changed my Avi because of a bet that I lost to you, my company retweeted.
That's so great.
It's not great. As soon as I saw him retweet it, I'm like, no.
Not now?
Not now.
Wait
48 hours. I guarantee you, people in the business world are looking at this like, they hired who? Why is this guy in a wig?
It says fully digested.
Oh, I want to kill you. I want to just kill you over this. And this is my stupidity, man. I cannot believe I placed this bet. As soon as I saw them tweet it, it says, we're excited to welcome coming up next week,
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no. Anybody that's seeing that, clicking on my profile is like,
That guy's going to be in charge of our insurance benefits.
oh my gosh. To my guys, man, Jeff, Christian Kuntz, Gordon Brown. I'm sorry, man.
So are you going to get
I didn't know Scotty. I knew that I'd lost the bet. I knew I had to post the Avi. I didn't know the company was going to retweet anything. So I'm sorry to anybody
now
this is offended.
You got 2 phone calls and a bunch of people wondering what the heck's going on.
I guarantee you there are a bunch of people in ties who are like, no, who's this sports figure that you're bringing on?
Is he going to wear a wig at our lunch appointments?
I don't understand. Now, he calls the games for BYU football, but he's in a fully digested shirt.
Are you going to get the...
Hey.
Is he going to call you into his office and say, Hans, the guys don't really like you?
It could have been worse. I tried to get a full picture of you wearing the skirt as part of that outfit,
Oh, my gosh. Too. How did you not get the full picture of it?
I couldn't get, pause the YouTube. They're and Lund can't shoot a video to save his life.
No.
That lazy eye of his, he was all over the place.
And we had terrible business equipment back then.
Yeah.
He had an old VCA, it looked like an old transistor stereo.
I thought I was watching footage of the San Francisco earthquake, And so it took a minute, to even get that.
Oh, my gosh. And to my team, all of my team, Rebecca, Stephanie, all of you, I'm sorry. I don't wear wigs and skirts often.
Yeah, just in the privacy of his own home.
No. Only when I lose bets. Oh, gosh. And I just feel like, because I haven't met the higher ups,
Oh, okay.
Like the owners.
Yeah.
The Levitts and the big dogs of the group.
The ones that are also following that account. Yeah.
Yes. That are looking at this so what direction are we headed here? in our office.
How progressive are we being?
Scotty, this is how you want to leave me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you serious?
Oh, come on. Look, it's like that old adage. They knew what you were when they picked you up.
No, they didn't. I had them tricked. I had them totally tricked. They think I'm funny. Like, they think I'm gregarious. They think I'm engaging.
Yeah.
Now they're like, oh, he wears skirts and wigs. Okay. For those of you just tuning in, I lost a bet in 2008.
It's a long time ago.
In 2008, I lost a bet to Dave Revel. And Dave was very creative. And
you did. He lost a nipple because of the nipple piercing you put him through.
He did. And an armpit hair waxing.
Yeah.
There were some terrible losses for him.
Yeah.
So, and the nipple piercing came off the Johnny Harleen catch. So
yes.
It was this heartbreaking big letdown. So this was a back and forth my first 3 or 4 years in radio with me and Dave. And 2008 comes. Remember, both teams were powerful.
Yeah. People forget BYU came into that game ranked.
They were ranked. That was a really good game. And so I put this bet on it, and I had to read a poem to Kyle Whittingham in front of the whole team, and then I had to do a full cheer routine. Dave had a full cheer routine to music.
By the way, you nailed the splits really well. I was impressed by that.
I did the best I could with the splits and the lifts, but it was the most humiliating day of my life. And you captured it in a picture. I thought it was off YouTube. You captured it in a picture. You found the perfect time to strike on a bet and took advantage of me. I was half asleep and you took advantage of me.
Stop being a victim here. I've been the recipient of a lot of bad beats.
Okay. And I'll give you credit. It was not a bad beat. It was a dumb bet. I made a dumb bet. It was a dumb bet, and I deserve this. But just not today.
Well, I'm not in charge of their account.
Just got retweeted to all of my partners.
They could have waited.
Everybody's like, who's this freak? Why is he, and he's ugly in a wig too. Like this wig makes me look really ugly. Like I don't even look good in it.
It looks like you have a skunk on your head.
Boy, you got a skunk on your head.
Oh.
Well,
Jeff.
And by the way,
Gordon,
you were
sorry.
You were plus 300 at that time too. It looks like, or close to.
Oh no, 322. I was right in the 320 to 325.
Okay, all right. I'll go glass half full on this one.
Much of it in my quads.
You're gonna walk into that office, suit, tie, dressed to the nines with those stylish shirts you have that have HCO on them. And
yeah, I do have those.
And they're going to look at you and they're like, "Oh, okay. All right. It's like a little rope-a-dope. You know, he wants us to think that but when it's business time, this dude's got his business socks on and it's ready to go."
Bro, if you are Scotty, I want to punch you in your face.
Hey, are you retiring your golf shirt that says golf?
No, I'm going to put on it brokerage.
Yes.
A new iron-on patch that just says brokerage.
That thing's going to look like you've got it's going to be pretty bulky on there. It's like 4 patches.
Scotty, I'm going to ask you, if you're a boss, if you're the Levitt group.
I'm like, I want to hang out with that guy.
Oh,
that
really?
guy's going to be fun.
Real, or you're going to be like, hey, first things first, let's get him to AA.
This guy's going to sink. This guy's, speaking of insurance, this guy's going to sink our deductibles.
What a poor timing for a company to retweet it. My goodness. Thanks a lot, Scotty. You win.
I've been waiting on that one for a long, long time. This was before you even gave us any inkling whatsoever that a change might be on the horizon. I've been sitting on this for almost a year.
Man, you win. You found a way to win in the end.
Stop it. All right. We'll wrap this thing up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.